everyone, this is Lisa Raymond from Visibly Media, and what I wanted to show you today was how you can take an idea as in a template from Canva and try and do something on your own, so that way you're not really trapped into the template unless you really are stuck for an idea. So let's go and get started. I can move stuff around real quick. Let's say you wanted to create an idea or a post for Instagram. You can tell I've got quite a few posts here. What I'm going to do is click on the purple Create a Design, and it gives me a drop down of things I want to choose from. So I'm going to choose the Instagram post for Square. Opens up in a new tab or window. So it's out of the way. Yeah, it's not going. When you get this, you'll come to a blank page. What you can do, there's several options, honestly. You can go up to where it says Design. Those are your templates. Typically, that's where you start, but not always. So I don't want to assume your Canva version will start you there. It may give you some suggestions like Halloween or fall. If I click on Halloween, let's see what they have there for templates. And we're not going to assume that you're doing anything weird or, we're just not going to assume what the event will be. This is a nice one for Happy Halloween. So you could choose that. Some of the elements inside Canva are pay, some are free. It's not always easy to determine, what's free and what's paid. What if we just wanted to add our own? So you could use this or even some of the things you're seeing here as an example. Let's open up a new page. Now you can keep the colors orange, which I think I will, because I'm not sure what else is going to come up here. I'm going to go to the elements section and I'm going to look for some Halloween art. Now there's two types of art you can look for. The art I'm looking for is what they call clip art. That's this kind of artwork right here. A photo, which is over here, is the second kind you can look for. That's obviously the way it sounds like. It sounds like it's a photo. So these are all clip art images here with the exception of the text. So we're going to go ahead and look in here. And I'm going to type in, Halloween. And I get some choices. Happy Halloween, a border, candy, background, or just Halloween. So let's look at what borders look like. Again, if you see a crown, it's typically something you have to pay for. You can look at the photos and you can see all of them here. This one I've used in a couple of backgrounds and one from one of my clients feel likes it. You could also, if I go backward to all, you can look at video. Unless you know what you're going to do with the video, I don't know that I would recommend this right away. It's something to think about, but it's something where you're going to impose something else over. We'll cover that down the road. Graphics are these ones here on the top. So if we click see all there, then you have a variety of things you can choose from. Now, when it says remove watermarks, again, that's where you pay to remove the watermarks from. It'll come up in your account when you try to download it, or if you see this hovering here, just click on it and it'll tell you the amount. I'm actually going to do what I call Control Z or Command Z. Since that was the last action I did, I can remove that from board. Again, it's Control Z on a Windows-based computer or Command Z on a Macintosh. And other fun stuff. It's kind of small. Now you can resize all these to be sure. But just to give you some ideas, here's a fun border and it's actually free. It doesn't necessarily scream Halloween, but it does give you an idea of what you could do. So I can duplicate this. So there's two. I can come up here to flip, to turn it around. So it's facing the opposite direction. Then I'm going to flip it again. So it looks more like a frame where I could actually put something in the middle. So there's two flips. You can either flip it horizontal, which is the side to side, then flipping it the other way around. So that way you have an upside down view of what it was before, flip or vertical. Now, if I want to look for other stuff that's cool and fun, oh, this is cute. And again, it's a lot of orange on the page. You can make this larger. And I may not stick with that. I may decide, since Magic is recommending this, it's a new feature inside Canva. I don't know if I go with the recommendation or not, but we could, for laughs and giggles, move this guy over here. It's a pro version. This one's not, it's free. So again, when you see something that's pro, you have to pay for it. Sometimes you'll see the watermark pretty clearly. Sometimes you won't. So when you see this, where it says remove watermarks, make sure that you know then you have to pay for that image before you can do anything with it. Okay. Kind of like free guide. So maybe, except he's not as colorful. I like the fact that there's a little disparity or a little contrast here. You've got the black hat, but you also have the white around it. Kind of separates the pumpkins a little bit, plus a little bit of shading. This one I don't like as much. So I'll take him out and see what else there is. You do some white bats. They came in black here. So if you have something that's free and you see your color up here, you could change one of the colors. I'm not sure why you would, to match what's going on, to make something darker, different. Where's Max black? Bats are typically black, so I'll probably leave them where they are. Now, to make it look like there's more than one bat, even though I have more than one here, I'm going to use my position to put this guy back in the center. Now, let's say I just wanted to make sure there's an abundance of bats. What I'm going to do is come down to this button here that says duplicate, basically copy. Oop, now I got more bats. I'm going to bring these bats over here, make them a little bit smaller. And I might even flip them so that way you can't really tell that they're the same bats. I'm sure someone could, but you can't really off the top. I can duplicate this again and make this even smaller. Now, why would I do that? Because now you have something that looks like it's coming in from the distance. And I'll duplicate this again so then you see more bats like they're just swarming in. And these guys I can make a little bigger just so it looks like, oh, here's the biggest bats. And you can move them around, do what you'd like to with them. I might not want him just dead center, which you can make the decision on too. It doesn't have to be dead center. Just something that looks like spooky boom. And depends too what your event is for. If it's for a Halloween party, bunko, just to get together, a lot of it depends on what your event's going to be about. I'm going to leave the bottom here blank. We're going to add some text. So I'm going to go to my text menu now. And I'm just going to pop something in that I know is not going to work. This is not what I want to say, but actually duplicate that. So I'm going to make sure I can do something else. Whoops. And the reason I'm doing it this way is I don't want to assume that the font I choose through Canva is actually going to be available just as an uppercase, all caps. And I also don't know what it looked like in uppercase. So I want to just play with a few things here and see what happens. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for something spooky, if they'll let me. Oh, there it is. My computer's not. All right. So if I do spooky, do I get anything? It might take me a minute. It might not. Do I have anything just marked Halloween or melt? Did find one like this once. But there we go. These are kind of scary ones, so I can use something like this one. If you click on it, it will change the font. Or even this, which I've used before. I actually have that on my computer program. So I think I like the Schlop. And it does come in as all caps. I changed this one to Schlop. It changes everything to all caps. Now, because I didn't really size anything, I'm going to bring these two kind of close together and group them together. I don't have to click on group unless I want to, but I want to make sure they're both selected together. Now, how I did that, I clicked on one. You hold down your Shift key, at least on a PC. I don't know what to do on the Mac yet. I think it's the same thing. You hold down on the Shift key and select the other object, and that groups them together without actually grouping. So at the moment, they're just together. Then I'm going to resize these guys. Maybe move it down here so the text is about even with the last pumpkin down here. Now you could make this one really bigger than the other one. It just looks weird. I like to do things somewhat proportionally. I think that looks better, but that's just me. You could color one of these in a different color. Now, if you have the paid version, you're probably able to do something called gradients. It starts off as one color and goes to another. I can't. I'm on a free version in case anybody couldn't tell. I can use the photo colors that are here, so I could color this to something else, but keep in mind, there's got to be enough contrast to the background behind. So remember, we kept the orange background. So that means a color like this is like gold. I don't know if I really want to do that because I don't think there's enough contrast. Same thing with this orange, not really enough contrast. No, we're not going to do this because I really can't see it there. And then we're going to say forget it here because I can't see that either. So when you get to the darker parts of orange and almost red, can't see it. The brown, yeah, you could, but it's not dark enough. If I go up to the transparency here, it's at 100% strength. So it's not that, it's the color itself. So I'll go back to my black, unless I see something else like maybe green. Now that's got contrast, even though it's lighter, but it's a contrast away from the orange. Some colors will play nicely when you do this. Some will not. They call that in our graphic design world a visual distortion. What that means is the two colors are going to fight your eyeballs through the strength of each color for being first, basically, for prominence. So if the green doesn't like the orange, they're both going to fight with each other and they're going to force you to try and focus on them both at the same time. That can cause eye strain. That can cause you to have a headache. The last thing you want to do is give your viewers headaches when they look at stuff. So be aware of that when you start picking different colors. We could also, if there was an outline available, which it doesn't look like there is, could color the outline, but it doesn't look like there's that. Now what we could do is do effects and drop in a shadow. And instead of using the same green for the shadow, we can go back to black. We can make sure it's really black. See what the transparency will do is make it darker. Not like the dark black. And then we can change the offset so it's further away from it or not, or change the direction. 45. And that's really it. I hope this was helpful for you. One more thing real quick. When you're done, I would consider making a title that you can identify. So Instagram, because this was a square, I would call this maybe an Instagram. And then maybe fun posts. And the reason I would leave with the Instagram is that way you'll know this is a square. Squares don't always work on every platform. They usually do, but not all of them. LinkedIn, for example, you have to have a longer one. Facebook likes the longer one, it'll take the square. So just be aware of that. Then when you're ready to go ahead and download, you come to your download area. Choose what format you want. JPEGs and things are really good for putting up online. A PDF is better for printing, and then you have a PDF for print. You can make a video out of it. It'll do like a 5-second video. Careful when you do that because it depends again on what you're trying to do. And then a GIF, which we have used in this arena for a very long time because they're very low resolution. They're okay, but not the greatest, in my opinion. That's really about it. I'll probably choose a JPEG from here. We have more than one page, so we're going to ask it to choose a page. Now, after you get to page 3, you'll start seeing something here to use the current page. So be careful of where you are on your template and what you download. If you download a bunch of stuff, just delete them and try it again. So I'm going to take this one and it'll tell me whether there's anything to pay for there or not. Nope, it's all free. And it tells me whether it's complete or not. And this little arrow here says, yep, it's downloaded. And my McAfee is scanning to make sure I didn't put a virus in my program. And that's really it. I hope this was helpful today. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, please jump over to my YouTube. I'll have my contact information there. Or just drop me an email at lisa@visiblymedia.com and let me know what your questions are. And I'll throw up another video. Thanks again for watching. And I'll see you on the other side with another video soon to come. Thanks.